I met John when I was 29. I always had in my mind that I had to get married by 30. I've been married a little over 11 years, and we've had problems throughout the marriage. The marriage has brought out the worst in both of us.
You said to me when I walked in, you have an attitude, and I don't know why you have an attitude.
I did not.
I don't like the person I've become being married to John.
Met Amy at work, and we just started dating. Amy moved in with me.
I think I did talk him into getting married.
It was more of a case in both of us that we're settling.
When I got pregnant with my daughter, my husband screamed at me all the time. He basically told me that I got myself pregnant, and he treated me very, very badly. I used to ask him, I said, "Why don't you feel the baby?" And he wouldn't even touch my stomach. When I gave birth to my kids in the delivery room, my husband was across the room from me, never came over, never kissed me.
When Amy and I got married, we had a common decision that maybe children weren't a goal for us. It's embarrassing now because I love my kids.
We just weren't getting along after my son was born. We work at the same place, and I went into the computer room where he works to try to talk to him, and he didn't want to talk to me. The next day when I came into work, my supervisor called me into his office, and he told me, "I just heard from John's supervisor that you're not allowed in the computer room." John brought in management to get me out of the computer room when I was his wife and the mother of his children. John for years has told the kids that their mom's a liar. I think John is capable of using the kids as pawns.
You tell the kids that I have a boyfriend, you take them into work, and you show them a picture of a website, some guy that I've never met, and tell the kids I have a boyfriend. My children are not pawns. I don't want you to use them and put them in the middle, which you've done.
Well,
Giving
it
a
is
speech
true.
to the
Yeah,
camera.
it is true.
The real Amy is someone who is insecure and is quick to anger. She's someone who does not back down from a confrontation. She takes it one step further.
If you want to talk about the kids, then that's fine. But no, I'm not going to talk about just sit around chit-chatting because you think that you want to make a good impression for the cameras.
I've always told him that I'd like him to hold my hand, I'd like him to be affectionate towards me, and he said he wasn't raised that way.
She's from New York. She's from a very aggressive, conflict-oriented family. My family was more laid-back, reserved.
I think John and I live like roommates that hate each other. The worst thing John has said to me is that I'm mentally ill and that I'm not stable, and he's called me a stupid bitch repeatedly. He's lying to me. He's doing things underhanded. I don't trust him.
She's upset because I had recorded some things while she was screaming at me. No one believes that this cute, pretty girl can do the things she actually does, and I've got proof.
Right, so have I threatened your mom? Please stop shouting.
No, you're an idiot! I'm scared about my kids with you!
Just quit screaming.
I'm calling the police. I'm sick of you threatening me, you little
Threaten you?
Yeah, you did. I'm calling the police.
How did I threaten her? Right, so have I threatened your mom?
Amy just starts screaming and cussing, and the kids hear all of it.
You can kiss this goodbye, because I am filing for a divorce this because you're a little son of a. You don't want to do it without a lawyer. I'll go through a lawyer, and you're gonna pay, because I'm gonna get full custody. Full custody.
I don't think so.
I do. You will see. I'm gonna get your retirement. I'm gonna get custody. I'm gonna get every thing.
You're not gonna get my thing.
Yeah, you better call the police, Rachel. Better. Have fun with your dad, Rach.
John does play the victim. He does want people to feel sorry for him.
Amy convinced me to get married, convinced me to have kids. My marriage has been a lot of that.
I need to get a divorce because John doesn't love me. I no longer love him. I feel cheated. I've got the kids I want. I have the house I wanted. I wanted to have the marriage that I really wanted. And it didn't happen.
Well, that was John and Amy, who have just begun the process of what could be a very nasty divorce. Now, I intend to help them not let it go that far. In fact, because the hostility between John and Amy has gotten so bad, the court ordered only one parent at a time to be in the house for the sake of their children's welfare. It's a legal arrangement they call nesting, where one is there and then the other comes back and they rotate in and out. Now, Let me talk to you guys, and I'll start with you first. You represent Amy in this matter, right?
That's right.
Do you have a philosophy, a plan, and a strategy for this specific divorce as you go forward?
My strategy has been to say to Amy, let's take a look at everything. Don't make up your mind right now. Let's talk to the other side. Let's figure out what is important to you and why.
Suzanne, tell me what your philosophy of approach is to this thing representing John.
I have a client who was told, you're getting nothing. I am taking the children. I am taking full custody. I am giving you nothing. I am taking the retirement, the house, the lot. And you are walking with nothing. If she wants to try and take the house and put my client in a little apartment, she will have a fight on the beaches to the end.
How is that going to help my children? A fight on the beaches? How
Okay,
will that
well,
help our relationship?
All right,
That's
hold on. Do you think you're being reasonable?
very reasonable. Yes, my list didn't have Tupperware. My list didn't have every single thing that I want. I've seen John's list of what he wants in the house. It's unbelievable.
Do you believe that what you're doing, the conduct that you have in this situation, is in the best interest of the children and preserving the chance for a relationship between the two of you that will benefit the children?
I believe that you're hearing one side. You're hearing a side that's painting me as being unreasonable.
Do you disagree? Do you disagree?
totally
What's he
disagree.
doing that's hampering the ability for you guys to have a relationship going forward?
The first thing he did before he filed for divorce was change his life insurance policy. He got me off his life insurance policy, and that money was supposed to be used for the house that one of us wouldn't have to move out in case something happened to each other. Not only did he change his life insurance policy, but he took it into work and had somebody he's not friends with, someone he doesn't like, witness his signature and told her all about the divorce 2 days before he filed. 2 days before he filed. So everyone at work knew before I knew. I wanted to have the best relationship I could with John because we're going to co-parent, and that means so much to me.
Are you being reasonable?
I am totally being reasonable. I wanted to be friends with John after this. John doesn't have many friends. I wanted to help John take his car and run errands for him, do things for him. I've negotiated everything we have. I wanted to continue that role to help John out.
Now, both of you say the kids are our number one concern, that we want to do things in the way that is best for the children. I hear you say it, but I don't see either one of you doing it. What's the idea of giving it lip service, but yet you go fight in front of the kids, you degrade each other in front of the kids, you yell and scream and go through all that in front of the children? If you care about the children, why are you doing that ridiculous behavior?
Our relationship devolved into something where we were just very abusive towards each other. We've been talking, we've been cutting each other down in front of the kids, and it happened. But we recognize that it's wrong. I recognize that it's wrong, and I'm not going to let that continue.
Well, you've been doing it right up until you came here, and you're doing it. Do you agree?
No, my daughter has told me that if she says anything nice about me to my husband, that he'll get mad at her.
You asked the 8-year-old to call the police on her father.
No, he was taking the
What do
children
you mean,
out of the
no?
house.
I heard you say it. Unfairly recorded, but I did hear you say it. Did you not say that?
Yeah, I did.
Well, you just said no, you didn't.
Well, I mean, it was out of context. We were having an argument, and he was trying to take the kids out of the house, and I just asked her to please call the police.
Dr. Phil?
Okay, but hang on a minute. Does that seem reasonable to you at all?
No, now it doesn't, but in the time it did because he always uses the kids against me. Every time he gets mad, he takes the kids out of the house.
You can't call your children's father in front of them a moron and a stupid little son of a b****. That's not okay. You can't get your children and tell them, Mommy has a boyfriend, go look at this website. Tell me how you think that enhances these children's well-being in any way.
It doesn't.
This ain't y'all's first rodeo, right? You've done a few of these divorces.
Right.
You've done a few of these
Sadly, yes.
divorces before. You have seasoned lawyers here. I've been doing this kind of stuff for like 30 years. That behavior from both of you is, I mean, it's just, it's deplorable. I have down here the different things that you do as you go along, snooping through each other's emails, told your children that Mommy is a liar.
You know, Yes, well, my wife is sitting there screaming, telling the kids all kinds of things.
That's
yes,
not
I've
true. I've
defended
walked in
myself
when
by
he's
saying
reading-
she's a liar.
When he slept with him at night, I've walked in and he has said, your mom's a liar. All she does is buy jewelry. All she does is spend our money. And I walked in and confronted him. I wasn't even up there. And he goes, what? What did I say?
Do you acknowledge that that behavior is being unfair and unkind to your children?
Absolutely.
Do you acknowledge that your behavior, not John's, I'm talking to you, your behavior has been unfair and unkind to your children and
Yes.
has to stop?
Yes, in the past, and I have stopped it. I know for a fact that John removed my diamond bracelet. I'm pretty careful about where I keep it.
Amy's been very careful, especially lately, to buy jewelry without letting me know.
I added diamonds over the years as I could afford it. I have no idea what John's motivation could be if he took my bracelet. It doesn't make sense to me. I could never do that to someone. I'm guessing that he knows how important it is to me.
I took the bracelet, I just hid it. It made sense to me. In the divorce, you're not allowed to take assets out of the house. But Amy's taken jewelry out. She already has done that. So I'm feeling right now completely justified having done that.
So are you just now finding out that he did?
Yeah, I did. I didn't know that he had my bracelet until just now. Yeah.
How do you feel about that?
I have spent so much time looking. I've gone to my safety deposit box. I've been frantic. It's next to my wedding ring. It's the most expensive piece that I have. And I didn't know if I should call the police, make a police report, call the insurance company. I've asked John on the phone, and he said, I didn't take your bracelet.
Your technical position is you didn't take it, you just moved it to another place in the house, right?
Yeah.
So you don't actually have possession of it, you just hid it?
It's in the house. She has possession of the house. It's just somewhere where she couldn't take it
I
and
don't
put in
know
her
where
safe
it is,
deposit
though.
box.
Because you're afraid she's going to go
She already has.
sell it or secrete it in some way where it's not an asset of the
In the divorce, right.
in the divorce. Okay, guys, what do you think about that, Ann?
It would have cost you nothing to say to her, hey, it's safe. I'm not going to give it to you, but it's safe.
What do you say about that?
He used to buy her jewelry, he used to save his pennies, he put the money together, he bought her jewelry. Every single time this man bought her jewelry,
I have had no jewelry
She
from
would-
John. No jewelry in this marriage.
Let me finish. She would turn around and say it wasn't good enough.
Are they driving y'all nuts with this stuff?
No, because I've told him straight up, we're going to fight this on the beaches, and this one we're not fighting at all, and you're just going to lose, and that's the way it's going to be. So I'm doing fine.
Yeah, because you told him you're just going to lose, right? It's my understanding that on some very important major issues, which cause me to believe, kind of at the core of my thinking, that you two very much love and care about your children. I mean, you've done some things that have not been wise, and I hope you're going to stop that. But some of what you agree on that's really important has to do with the kids and shows me that you're putting them ahead of your feelings towards each other. Is that a true characterization?
I believe so.
Would you agree with that?
My kids are my #1 priority.
Isn't it true that a lot of things that you guys have said and done maybe seem like a good idea at the time, but on reflection, you kind of wish you hadn't said or done some of those things?
You mean like getting married?
I'm really trying to find a silver lining here. Work with me.
Okay, sorry.
Work with me here. God bless you too. God bless you too. Well, I know you're kidding. I know you're serious that you wish you hadn't got married, but I know you're just teasing me, and that's okay. Sort of. No, that's okay. But I mean, what I want is a year from now for you to look back and say, you know what? I'm proud of myself in the way that I conducted myself in this divorce process. And you, whatever feelings you may have about Amy right now, you don't want your children to hold their mother in a bad light. Do you?
Absolutely not.
Do you agree that you would not be helping your children if they didn't have a strong, loving, caring relationship and
No.
respect to their father?
I agree entirely because I think that they're a part of John's life, and how they feel about themselves and how they feel about their dad is connected.
We're going to take a break. When we come back, final comments from our lawyers. We'll be right back. Do you have a story or a question for me? Click the link in the description and tell me what in the world is going on.